لدينا مهارات وخبرات، وبالتالي نحن نؤثر ونتأثر فيهم. فبتهيألي إنه العلاقة بتكون يعني علاقة تكاملية، ترابطية، علاقة يعني مزدوجة، علاقة أخذ وعطاء، علاقة يسودها الكثير من الاحترام بعيدا عن.
I really think that having people exposed to other cultures in an intimate way over a period of time is the only sure way of improving relationships between normal people in both of these countries. I think that goodwill can be done through government institutions. I think that goodwill can be conveyed in kind of economic and political ways, but I don't think that you'll ever really build connections, durable, long-lasting personal connections between people in different areas without having these kind of very emotional, deeply immersive experiences.
The U.S. as a on the political level, it was never better, so it can deteriorate. It has always been a bad. It has always been a bad relationship, because you know, there's this double standard policy here in the Middle East. Like before Mubarak was ousted, they were with, now they are against, now they are calling for democracy. The Gulf countries are of no democracies and they are allies with it. So this double standards or hypocrisy and the policy is making things worse.
Around the world have changed their views of each other quite dramatically in, say, the last decade. It isn't just the tragedy of 9/11 that was an important factor, but in addition, the experience of globalization itself is very important. But rather, the real dialogue has to be between those who see religion and who see human life as open, inclusive, engaging in pluralism, recognizing diversity.
I think that whether in the West or in the Middle East, what's going on is that every media in its own place is being very biased to its people, and that's creating too many stereotypes, and it's making it harder to break in breaking stereotypes between Western countries and predominant Muslim countries would be changing the dynamic of the internal societies of both countries. What I mean is, this might sound a bit trivial, but I think it's the most important step we need to do. If we teach people about forgiveness, about dialogue, and how it's going to improve their lives and how it's going to improve their relationships with the outside world, I think we will change people.
When you have such a huge event like that, where there's a lot of tragedy and a lot of loss, people are going to have extreme reactions to it. There's this fanatical Muslim side that are these terrorists that did this horrible thing, and that's what we were shown a lot of, and there's anger towards those people. And then there's, you know, a totally different perspective that
I loved everyone equally, again, because I was raised in a community full of love and with no stereotypes. But in Lebanon, it's different. And Lebanon, and also like not only in Lebanon but in other countries as well, like there are a lot of stereotypes. The media really affects the way people think, especially before and after 9/11 and all of these issues. So I tried as much as I can to demonstrate to people, rather than telling people, no, this is wrong, or yes, this is what you should be doing. I wouldn't do that. I realized I had to be smarter. And so I started to demonstrate and show people that it's okay if we're friends with someone who's from Oman or America or Europe, and you can communicate and you can build bridges.
Many American women get the feeling, and what they see in the media is that Arab women are forced to cover, that they're not allowed to drive, that many are oppressed, that they are not educated, or they're not allowed to participate in society. And I think the stereotype, number one, is very, very, very wrong and very unfortunate. I think Arab women are often portrayed as victims, when in fact The women that I've met in the various different countries I've been to are some of the bravest, strongest people I've ever met, and they fight constantly. But also the question of hijab, I think, is very interesting. A lot of Americans ask me if, when I come to this region, I have to cover my hair, if I have to cover my body, and if I have to cover my face. And I think many Americans get the view from the media that the images in Yemen are the same as the images in Tunisia. But they may not realize that in Tunisia, there are some Tunisian women who are also Arab and Muslim who wear mini skirts and